In this beginner series, we're going to be talking about batteries. What's your one, a banjo here with another video of mine, and today we are going to be talking about these things called batteries. Now, as you can see, they're in different size, colors, shapes, sizes, whatever. They're all different. Now, what they all share is that they're the same chemical base. So this is a LiPo battery, this is a LiPo battery, and this is a LiPo battery. LiPo batteries stand for lithium polymer batteries. It's basically the formula for these batteries. You got batteries in all sorts of different sizes, different cells, which I'll talk about, and different powers, so different C ratings. So the first step is to talk about the connector. So the connector is very important about a battery because if you have an XT60 connector and then you have a different connector, actually all my quads use XT60 connectors. So that's why all my batteries can work with any quad. So that's why they're on this XT60 connector. On the other hand, if you do have an XT60 connector and Dean's connector, they won't work together. They won't be able to plug in with each other. So that's why all my batteries in here and in here, they're all XT60 batteries. So make sure if you're going to stick with Dean's or if you're going to stick to some connector, stick with them for all your batteries. Be consistent. I like the XT60 connector because it's not only reliable, but it's just overall better. Most batteries out there have the XT60. I don't think beginners, you guys out there, will have that problem of using the wrong connector. If you want to use it with a quad that has a different connector, you have to have a new battery, or you have to resolder the leads together, but that can be dangerous because it can short. Anyways, let's first talk about the battery. So here, I'm gonna go behind the scenes, and you have your settings. So this is 1.3. Actually, I'm gonna come back. 1.3 is basically 1.3 amp hours, or it can be 1,300 or 1,300 milliamp hour battery. So what that means is that it can produce, or it can handle 1,300 milliamps in 1 hour. So that's why it's called milliamp hour. Most batteries I have are 1,300 batteries. Like this one is a 1,300. All the batteries in here are 1,300s. I really like 1,300s only because very small, and it's the only size that can actually fit on the quad itself. There's 1,800s that people use for bigger frames, and there's 1,000 milliamp batteries. But I really like 1,300s batteries because they just work really well for the weight and the price. So that's what 1.3 stands for. Now the other one, it says right here, it says 14.8 volts. 14.8 volts, so what does that mean? Well, that means this battery can produce 14.8 volts. On the other hand, this battery right here, let's try to find it right here. It says this. It says something different, 11.1 volts. So why are they different? Well, the reason for that is because they have different cells. So just imagine in your brain, there's one cell, and that can contain 3.7 volts. Now, there's each individual cells in this one. So if you do math, for this one, 11.1 divided by 3.7, it's 3. This battery right here has 3 cells. So that's why it has that voltage. Now, if you divide 14.8 by 3.7, you get 4. So that's why this battery is a 4 cell. So there's 4 different individual cells in this battery itself. Now, let's look at the next thing, is 65C discharge. So what does that mean? 65C discharge. Well, that means this battery can constantly provide 16 Cs, or a certain amount of amps, when you're discharging the battery. Meaning, when you're flying the quad, you're discharging the battery. So it can produce 65C battery, constant. So make sure you read the specs because there's a constant and there's a burst. Burst is the amount is only 10 seconds, and it's the amount of Cs or amps that the battery can produce only for 10 seconds. So if you punch the throttle up, it'll go like, and then if you hold it for too long, let's say 10 seconds, then the battery might explode, or your motors and ESCs might explode. So that's why you don't punch out for like really long. And yeah, never go at full throttle for like a minute. Well, if you do that for a minute, your quad's gonna die anyway. So You can learn the hard way, but don't do that because it's not good for your batteries. Now I have plenty of other battery videos talking about lipo safety and how to safely charge your batteries, so make sure you check that out. But these are called balance leads, and these are called power leads. But balance leads are really important. So you can see that this one is smaller than this one because this one has more cells. So this actually has 5 individual wires, 4 of them being the actual cells, and then the other one being the ground. So, and this one has 4 because it has 3 of them are for the 3 of these wires are for the individual cells, and 1 is for the ground. So when you're charging your batteries, make sure you have a balanced lead. And if those individual cells are not balanced, like this, I have the HK010, and if you plug this in, like so, this is what you get. So, okay, lipo check. So you can check, see, it's at 15.2 volts right now, and then it's at like 39%. Press OK, you can see the individual cells. So as you can see, they're not at 3.7, and the reason for that is because that's just the rated voltage, and then they can go up higher depending on how much you charge it. But it's at 3.8, 3.8, and you can see that they're different. That if they're like this close, it's okay. But if they're like off by like a whole 1 volt, that means they're really unbalanced. If these cells are not balanced and you leave them unbalanced for like too long, they have the chance of exploding. So that's it for balance. Don't burn your house down. Speaking of burning your house down, make sure you have one of these. These are for flight tests because they're the best. But these are called lipo-safe bags. Lipo-safe bags are basically heat and fire resistant bags. Basically contain lipo fires. So in case your battery does go, this lipo bag will try to contain it because it's made out of Kevlar. And Kevlar is a very strong material. It's heat resistant and fire resistant. That's for batteries. I'm gonna do a quick recap right now. So we learned about what milliamps are, what different power leads you have, and what's the importance of a balance lead. We also went over what C rating is, and then we also went over cells. So 3.7 volts for each cell. I also made a video on how to safely charge your battery, so make sure you check that out because you don't want to explode your house or your battery when you're charging your battery. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. If you like this video, smash that like button. And if you have any questions or comments or don't want to explode your house, leave it in the comments below. And yeah, make sure you subscribe because I have more beginner serious episodes for you guys. And yeah, see you guys in the next time. Peace. More money, more money, more. That was a pretty good episode. I'm just cranking the videos right now, all in one day. And then I have another day to edit them. But yeah, flight test, man, flight test, why are you so awesome? Flight test is just so awesome. These are my batteries. They work really well. And this thing's actually pretty new, which is pretty dope fresh nice. And they go like whoop, 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 whoop. Sawed it. I wonder what other beginner series videos I should do now, because I kind of ran out. So I wonder what I should do. I still have to eat lunch. Why am I talking to you guys? Peace.